Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about COVID-19, the coronavirus, and full-blown covered masks like these and how they affect deaf people. We're also going to be talking about masks like these. You might have seen things like this around. We're going to talk about the history behind it, some people who make them, especially these ones. If you want to learn more about disability and deaf awareness, be sure to subscribe to this channel and click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos. If you want to watch any other past disability deaf related videos, I will have a playlist up here so you can go check those videos out when you're done with this one. Also, if you would like to support the content, the work that I do, be sure to either pledge on Patreon or join the channel and be a channel member. Both are fine. Both have different perks, so I'll let you choose. And now, let's get started. So first off, I want to preface this by saying that I don't think we should be getting rid of masks altogether. Obviously, they do very good things in helping protect us from the virus. I have a mask myself and I wear it as much as possible when I'm out. But I would be fooling myself and other people if I didn't admit that these masks do absolutely no good for deaf people. Full mask like these, this is one from Vogue Mask. Full mask like these, if I'm supposed to put my mask up like this, you're not going to be able to lip read me, right? What are you doing? I said nothing with sound, and whatever I just said, you wouldn't be able to know because you can't see me. And that's what it's like for all of us. To get personal about it, I went to Target last week. I had to make a return, and as I was waiting, the woman in front of me was away from the desk and she was gonna go do something real quick. I had to guess that she was gonna tell me that she would be right with me because she looked at me, she said something, and then she walked out. And usually when that happens, you put two and two together and they're gonna tell you that they'll be right back. It happens every other time that I'm there, right? But once she got back, I had the most difficult time trying to do an exchange and return, and I wasn't even saying anything to her because I knew that this just wasn't gonna work out. I go voice off a lot more often now when I'm in public, and I was even wearing my Sean Forbes Deaf and Loud shirt because if some people see it and then they'll know that I'm deaf and then they just think about, okay, I gotta re-examine how I'm gonna communicate, right? So I was wearing that, but she paid no attention to my shirt, and I wasn't even signing. I was doing like full-blown hand gestures. So I'll be saying like, hey, here's my item, here's this other item that I'm picking up, and I want to swap them. Like I even said, that, mine, and then I was grabbing on the thing I was exchanging, and I was like motioning to the woman, right? And she didn't get anything that I was trying to tell her. She thought that I wanted to cancel the order that I was picking up, and I was like, no, that's not what it was. And as she would just keep talking to me, it was just so difficult. Eventually, she did pull her mask down, and I know a lot of people are like, I really don't want to put my mask down. And I understand that, but that's what makes it so difficult. See, I'm no good at lip reading. I've said this time again, I'm really, really bad at it. So if I'm communicating with somebody who doesn't sign, I'm relying on whatever residual hearing I have and my attempt at lip reading. There's some words and phrases that I can lip read very well because I've seen it again and again and again. But for the most part, having a full-blown conversation with people is just not possible. And a lot of hearing able people have realized this problem, and so what have they been doing? They've been making these masks that have a border of stuff, and then there's clear plastic in the middle. So you're getting the protection, but you're getting the visuals that you need if you're someone who relies on lip reading. Now, there are pros and cons to this. I've seen this going around with plenty of deaf people. I've seen some oral deaf people really love it, and some sighting deaf people who can lip read this, they enjoy that invention. And then I have some other friends who do rely on lip reading when they have to, but they don't really like the masks that have clear things in the middle because they feel like there is a disconnect when you're separating the eyes and the mouth. You know, us deaf people, we look at the whole entire body when we're trying to figure out what someone is saying. So even if I can't lip read actual words, I'm also at least trying to make up for it by reading body language in the eyes, the face, things like that, right? So when you have something that's like cutting the face apart, I can see how somebody would have that bit of a disconnect. And the thing about these masks is, there is a very popular article going around of this girl who was in college. She started making these masks and everybody was loving it. I've had that article sent to me so many times. I've seen it on my Facebook page lots of times. I think it's a great invention for those who need it. It's practical for a lot of people and impractical for some people, but I think having it is better than not having it at all. I applaud the girl for thinking of deaf people and making it, but I'm someone who has to give credit where credit is due. And deaf people have been making this invention for quite a few years now. So if I'm gonna say anything, buy deaf owned. And that's where ClearMask comes into play. This is the mask that they have made. This company is partially deaf owned. It's deaf owned, partially deaf owned, and they actually flew me out to Gallaudet a few years ago for this sort of tech event sort of thing, and they were talking about this, and we got to sit down and talk about this sort of thing. And she demonstrated the product for me, talked to me about what it's supposed to do. This would be pretty nifty, because you just have this, and you can, well, you have to recognize that the camera glare and the window glare is not helping out at all, but imagine those not being here. But if I had this right here, you could still at least be able to see me a little bit better than if I had the Vogue mask that's just like this and you can't see me at all. Are you hearing people in your privilege? You can just hear me talk. Also, there's captions on this video, so I guess either way you're gonna know what I'm saying, but pretend we didn't have captions on, right? And also, you know, you got your little ties here so you can tie it however your head fits. And you're also guaranteed to have this away from your mouth a little bit because there's this little, what do they call this? It's just a little spongy material. So you have a little bit of protection from your face, so it's not just right on there. I know people have had some concern about it fogging up when you talk, and I'm gonna see if I can find some sort of information about that. But I swear the company told me about how they don't really fog up too easily. But again, I'm gonna look up some information about that and see if I can put that below in the description box. I'm sorry, I'm just like very focused on this right now because it's so interesting to me. So I do appreciate that the college girl had made a situation go viral and got a lot of attention, because now a lot of people are very aware of what we have to deal with more than before. But I just want to let it be known that this isn't a brand new invention, and so if you want to talk to your dentist and your doctors about those kind of masks, I would recommend going deaf owned and let them know about companies like ClearMask, so that one, they can pay their own bills, and two, it's nice to support deaf companies, right? After that exchange at Target, it really had me bummed out. And I was just thinking about how, like, you know, sign language is free, right? I mean, not always free, but there's a lot of free resources out there, like print.com, handspeed.com. There's also other YouTube videos out there that have basic customer service signs and things like that. So it would be really helpful if retail employees and restaurant employees, etc., were to go over those videos and learn those, because that would be so helpful, especially at a time like this. Because a lot of people also aren't really wanting to exchange pen and paper right now, because you kind of have to touch things or like get closer so you can read it. I know there's phones and stuff like that, but people are just getting really antsy about really wanting to do any of that kind of stuff. But sign language you can see from far away, and it's great. So yeah, to my fellow deaf people, I want to know what your experiences have been like if you had to go out for groceries and things like that. If you're coming across people with masks and having to communicate orally or you know, them orally to you or whatever, I want to know what your experiences are down below, and I want to know what your thoughts are on this whole like ClearMask situation, just in general. I want to know how you feel about that. Let's create some dialogue down below in the comments. If you would like to translate this video, I will have a translation link down below. Always helps out. Be sure to share this video with your friends, your family, on social media. Let everybody know about how masks really affect deaf people. Let's get some education going around. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you later. Bye.